Hey there! Ultizeta here, and welcome back to more Let's Play Sonic Lost World. In the last episode, we got started, talked about a million different things, and in this episode, we're going to the second world, Desert Ruins. And here, you can get your first glimpse at how generic that this game is going to wind up being, because we start in grassy area, and World 2 is desert area. And World 3 is going to be beach area. So isn't that fun and exciting? And oh my god. Yeah, this is gonna be a thing. Anyways. Let's get started on Desert Ruins, Zone 1.
These animals are quite underwhelming. I'm disappointed in you incompetent fools. Violently disappointed.
We don't care about your disappointment, Master.
Do you care now? Next time, bring better animals.
I'll get to it. I will get to it. I'll get to it, but for now, we have a jam to listen to. Because one thing I will not complain about too much about this game is the music. Because, like most Sonic games, it's got a pretty good soundtrack. It does have a lot of songs left to be desired, I will admit that. But, as a whole, it's got some really good tracks, and Desert Ruins Zone definitely one of my personal favorites. Alright. So, one of the things I do need to discuss is this game, if you played a Mario game, some of the recent ones, and it's like, oh, you need to get a certain amount of this before you can progress. Like, a certain amount of stars. Or in 3D worlds, a certain amount of green stars, and so on and so forth. Sonic Lost World kinda has that. It's actually similar to Unleashed and the medals and stuff. Except in this game, it's not related to the red rings like you might expect. Instead, it's related to the amount of animals that you save. That's really the only reason why they seem to exist. But they certainly do exist. Go through that ring backwards, I sure will like that. I keep pressing that button because I'm expecting like a mid-air boost. I realize. Okay, I'm not sure how to get that. Like that, I suppose. All that for an extra life. Not worth it. I thought that might be a red ring. Not that the red rings are all that worth it anyway, but there's something at least that fuel my desire to exist. I feel like these noises are gonna get on people's nerves at some point, and I wonder why that could possibly be. Not entirely sure what I did wrong there. I feel like there's something to do with that ceiling grass that I'm misremembering. But oh well. Not worth it. So yeah, you do need to collect animals, and they will sometimes hide them just kind of in the middle of the world. So you do kind of want to be aware of that. Oh, now I have a mid-air dash. You know, I remember this being completely uncontrollable in the Wii U version. Now, it just felt completely pointless. Which is pretty much what the Wisps are in this game, let's be real. The Wisps don't add anything. They are, for as decent as they were in colors, and while I'm not the biggest fan of colors, I will admit that the way the Wisps were utilized was pretty decent. But, okay, I guess I just don't deserve that one up. In this game, the Wisps are the most basic of basic gimmicks you will ever find. They are not worth your time unless the level design really utterly forces you to use them. So, do not recommend going to do anything with the Wisps. They are just not useful. They are not good. They're not well programmed. They are just nothing. So, oh hi. So just don't bother. Alright, I'm getting a bit more of the hang remembering how like this game plays and like dealing with its quirks and weirdness and oddities and whatnot. Yeah, the Wisps definitely suck, and what's also more annoying is that, like, this is, like, the first real reappearance since Colors, because, like, their reappearance in Generations doesn't really count. So, like, them coming back right here and now really makes no goddamn sense considering the story we had for what the Wisps were and why they existed. So in that regard, it makes no sense why they're here. We're not on an alien planet. We don't even know where we are. We're in the Lost Hex. We don't have context for what that is. Tails says that must be the Lost Hex, and says nothing else. We have no other context. Which really is ultimately only disappointing because typically Sonic games have actually been very, very good about providing context, even in worlds that are even in games that, like, are different and feature different kinds of worlds. Like, it feels like you do kind of typically understand what the world is in a Sonic game, why the levels are the way they are. Like, think about how good that they are in Sonic Adventure 2 about that. Or games with a hub world like Sonic Adventure 1. Hell, I would even argue games like Sonic 06 do it fairly okay. Like, you may get to most of the levels through weird mirror portal thingamahoozits, but, like, at the very least, the characters will acknowledge and talk about, like, what you're doing. Where did the bell go? I missed it, whatever. Oh, it went up there. I see. But here in Sonic Lost World, we just don't know. We don't know what this place is. We don't know, like, what the Zeti have a connection to it with. It's just this area that floats in the sky and has all these generic video gamey aesthetics. And Triforces on the desert sands for some reason. I'm not the only one who sees that, right? It's kind of obvious. It's there. Also, giant cacti. Like, there's going to be a lot of weird things moving forward in this game. You'll see how weird the Lost Hex is, and I feel like that would be cool if it had more context. But it does not give us context. It does not really give us that at all. Also, that was 10 minutes for one stage. I'm kind of surprised that the route in Zone 1 was so long. I don't remember if this functions like the other, like, something like Sonic Colors, where you mostly have, like, one longer Act 1 and then a bunch of shorter acts. I feel like that's the case, though. Alright, watch out. You're gonna crash. It's time for Honeycomb Highway.
You, fat one, go take care of that blue pest.
Who are you calling fat?
You! Now, if you hurry and destroy Sonic, I've got an even bigger sandwich.
Boy, sandwich!
Oh, help me.
The only positive side to that cutscene is that Eggman still is a master of making sandwiches like he was in Sonic Unleashed. Alright, so remember the quick step segments of games like Sonic Unleashed and Generations? These would be much better if they functioned like that. But you take what you can get. Here, in these stages, you cannot change your direction, you can't stop, you're just moving forward. It's basically an auto runner. And the stages can be fun, just don't crash into a wall. Because then you automatically die. The music's also pretty damn good too. I do feel like, you know, quick stepping would make this feel a little better, but it's not bad. It is perfectly manageable and playable and, like, far from one of the worst things that this game does. It does, I will say though, it's one of the signs of one awkward bit about this game, and that's, again, another thing about this game. It's very big on its gimmicks. Like, most of the stages will try and do something new. It never... It doesn't really like to relax its ideas, I'd say. And on one hand, that's not too bad, but I feel like it... when it doesn't necessarily flesh out its core ideas to the best, to the point where I'm still kind of confused on how the basic gameplay mechanics work, like the parkour system. If you ask me to describe how the parkour system works, I'm not going to be able to describe it to you very well, quite frankly. Also, I've not been listening to Zomon, because that's this guy's name. So if he has said anything stupid, well, I mean, it's a Deadly Six member. Of course he's gonna say something really stupid. That's just how they work. Ugh, Deadly Six. The Deadly Six suck. And are not good characters. The reason for this is because they are the most one-note stereotypical concepts ever. In case you couldn't tell, this yellow one, he likes to eat, so he's fat and stupid. Gee, have you heard of that character concept before? I sure haven't. Like, I feel like this is what happens when you try to get these two writers to write to come up with characters on their own and
Does this mean no dessert?
put them in a comedic sense. Because this era of Sonic was definitely much more of a comedically toned Sonic era. That's inarguable. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but I feel like if as a writer, your first instinct to creating comedic characters is giving us the Deadly Six, I'm going to question your qualifications as a decent writer. I am sorry. Sonic Lost World is their first real, proper, like, full storyline. Where they create characters and come up with everything on their own, and it really, really shows. Colors and Generations at least had some better foundation than this. But...
Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Feed me, baby! I'm feeling stronger by the second!
Levels fluctuating. Reaction unstable. Better shut it down quick, boss, or it will lock into overload.
Shut it down! Why'd you stop, boss? I felt great! The machine is unstable. We just want to borrow some of the planet's energy. We don't want to destroy it.
Speak for yourself.
And now donuts. Because... why not? Now, I'll give it that. It is clever, the whole desert to dessert ruins. But this does still kind of get back into the two concepts I was talking about. The gimmick concept and the context concept. How does this make any goddamn sense? We went from a desert to honeycombs in the sky to floating cakes. It really has no... Alright, these guys you have to kick. And, like, the music is fun, the concept is neat, but, like, when you think about it, like, it's not even like Sonic can't do goofy food theme levels. Remember Sweet Mountain? Yeah, I remember Sweet Mountain. But, like, Sonic Colors had a lot of goofy, cool moments that it could pull off. But it doesn't feel like this game wants to try to, like, make sense of that. It just wants to do, hey, look, funny food theme, because desert, dessert, ha ha ha. And so it's like, it's neat and amusing for a brief moment. I'll give it that. But it really just destroys the immersion, and I feel like immersion is more important to a Sonic game than than some people give it credit for. That really was always one of Sonic's strongest suits, in all eras of the game. Like, was just giving places a context. It's why Sonic Mania actually kind of struggles in a regard, because one of the problems with Sonic Mania is that, like, it brings back all these random levels, but a lot of the time the context for why those levels are existing is because, well, the levels exist now, and I suppose that's it. So it's like, context is important for these things. And Sonic Lost World is a game that does not really try to have context. Sonic Lost World is a game that just wants to throw you on a bunch of Twizzlers while there are pancakes in the background, and it just asks you to accept that. And I kind of don't want to accept that. I would like a Sonic game that makes sense. Oh, that's the end of the level. That was quick. So, like, I have a lot of things to discuss, but these are just, like, there's a lot of little things about this game that when they all add up, it's just, it feels like almost everything in this game is a problem. but it is, again, perfectly playable. Like, I'm getting through this just fine. It's not an unplayable game. It's not a game that controls badly. You could say it's confusing in certain situations, but whatever.
One word of helpful advice: diet and exercise.
That's 3 words.
Hey! Whoa!
I think I'll have you for dessert.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
Yeah, right. Hey, I forgot the mustard. Be right back.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Oh yeah, this one's an auto-scroller. Because that tornado's carrying an unfun game. Yeah.
Feels like a giant blueberry. I wonder if those spiders like rope when I swallow them whole.
I'll skip the one. It's not worth it. Okay, I guess I'm skipping that too.
You're falling fast, but all the bigger slows.
I have nothing to say.
Better not make
For
fun of
once.
my time.
Oh, hey, the drill wisp. Do you function decently? You feel slower than you did in colors. Oh, that's because I'm not holding the run button. You have to run as a wisp. Because of course you do. Actually, you know, I'll give it that. For the drill wisp, that actually works pretty well because it allows you more sense of control. The biggest thing about the drill wisp in colors was that it could be very difficult to control. So having a method where you can, like, speed up and slow down at your leisure, like, that is actually very, very useful. I'll give it that. So yeah, Drill Wisp. One of the few ones that actually functions in this game. Congratulations, Drill Wisp. You're not useless. Wow. Good. Look at all these animals that I don't get to save now. Oh well. The tornado will save them. And not the plane amount. Alright. Yep, thanks. I don't remember what getting all the red rings in this game does for you, because I don't think Supersonic is in this game.
Like dinner is served.
I don't think I'm gonna have a life problem in this game. Okay, I'm starting to find it really annoying that, like, the way the kick works is that, like, for certain things, you can kick something and just do nothing. I don't understand what the point of having the separate kick move is even for. It just adds an unnecessary complication to something that was simple in the first place. They already changed the homing attack with, like, this reticle thing, like, that charges and builds up based on, like, I don't know, it's very I don't even really know how to explain how the thing charges up. It just kind of, sort of does charge up-ish, sometimes. I don't have anything to say about this fight. I think it's over.
Gotta go! It's dinner time!
Okay. Exciting. Fun. Ugh. That was a thing. Is this where the cutscene happens? Yes, okay,
I
this is where
hone
the
your
cutscene happens.
abilities. I equip you with the most powerful mechs I can create. I even give you a giant sandwich. And you still disappoint me. I'm a compassionate man.
That shell looks like trouble.
Hold on a second. Sonic! I think that thing in Eggman's hand
Gone! Eggman's shell is gone.
That was a mistake.
Whatever. When is it a mistake to take your toys away?
When it's the only thing keeping 6 angry Zeti from controlling my mechs, you moronic hedgehog.
Strike, brothers! Make the fool pay for our abuse and enslavement.
Shiver me timbers!
I hate to run away from a fight, Tails, but I don't want to see you get fried.
Not getting fried would be nice.
Warbot, Killbot, we are leaving!
Oh, man, I should have listened to you, Tails.
Oh, you think?
And so it begins. The stupidity, the questions, there's too much to question there. It's too much. It's just too much. There's so much, even in just that one cutscene. There's so much to break down and question there. Why is Tails useless? He can't fight again. He just gets hit. And Sonic decides to run away and carry him. And also, completely ignore the person that he trusts very well with, you know, planning and whatnot. Why is one conch able to control the Zeti? Why are the Zeti able to manipulate robots? Why were the Zeti not trying to do that before? Because Eggman was not constantly blowing into that conch. And, like, he's constantly surrounded by robots. There's just so much stupidity in this writing, in this story, in this everything. And I'm sorry if you don't think a Sonic game should take its story seriously, but, like, okay, there's a difference between a non-serious story and a badly written non-serious story. I still care if it's badly written. I'm going to take it as seriously as it wants me to take it seriously. But there is still some measure of quality and suspension of disbelief and logistics and explaining things to and establishing things and like clearly defining abilities and roles and just there's so much. There is so much, and that we have only gotten through 2 worlds. There's more cutscenes in this game, and I'm going to tear my hair out at this rating. But for next time, we're going to the beach. We're going to Tropical Coast. We're going to need 800 animals. Hopefully I can get them. Look in Extra Life. See you guys then.